Welcome back, everyone. Today we are making some curried potatoes and lentils. So we'll just start with a little bit of olive oil here. I don't know, a tablespoon or so, just enough to kind of coat our pan here, and we'll put our onions and our potatoes in. You can use coconut oil, butter, any kind of oil that you like to cook with. But it'll be about 4 cups of cubed potatoes. I'm using red skin potatoes, but feel free to use like a yellow Yukon potato, or you could throw in some sweet potatoes if you want that other kind of flavor. But we have 4 cups of potatoes. That was, I think, 5 of like the medium red ones, and around 2 cups of diced onion here. And this was half of one of the giant ones, or maybe about a medium one. But we're going to cook this up and just start sauteing this a little bit until our onions are kind of translucent here and the potatoes start to soften. And we'll do this over medium heat, and we'll just want to check it and stir it every once in a while. If it seems too dry, feel free to add some more oil. But like I said, we'll just saute this and then we'll start adding our other ingredients. My onions are just starting to be translucent now, so it's been about 5 minutes that I've just had them in here. You can see they're just starting to get a little more see-through. So I'm going to continue by adding in some garlic, and you'll want to add in about 2 cloves if you're cutting it up fresh. I'm using pre-minced. I'm actually going kind of heavy on it because we usually like our dishes more garlicky, but it should be around 1 teaspoon of the pre-minced or 2 cloves of garlic chopped up. I'm just going to mix this in here just to kind of get that distributed first. And then I'm going to keep going by adding a tablespoon of curry powder. And we'll just put that in there. And again, we'll mix this up. You can add everything and mix it at the end, but I just kind of like to start getting a little mixed up here, and then it gives like the garlic a little bit more time to cook also. So that's just a rough mix there, and then I'm going to add a tablespoon of chopped up ginger, fresh ginger. You can use dried ginger if you want. It's just not quite as flavorful. So you might want to add a little bit extra, but again, we're going to stir this up here, try and get a little bit over everything. We will be adding some fluid, so it's not essential, but we do want to give that ginger and the garlic just a minute or so to cook in. So now that we've stirred it and given it just a little bit of time to cook, we're going to continue by adding in 2 cups of chicken stock here. You can use a vegetable stock if you prefer a vegan style recipe, or you can use, like we did, 2 cups of water, and I just added 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon to that. So it's kind of your preference on that point which form you use, but 2 cups of some sort of stock in here. And again, we're just going to keep stirring this up just a little bit. And then we actually will want to add a little bit of milk. If you have coconut milk, I would add that, or you can add regular milk. We have almond milk on hand, so I will be adding 1 cup of almond milk. But again, you can kind of use whatever milk or cream or whatever you have on hand. The coconut will typically go a little bit better with these curries, but they all work pretty well. All right, so we add that in. Again, keep mixing. You can see it's already turning a little more creamy color. Now we only have a couple more things to add. So now we want to add half a cup of cilantro if you're using it. If you're not a cilantro person, feel free to leave it out. We love cilantro, so we're just going to sprinkle this in here and let the potatoes and vegetable stock really soak up that flavor. Get that in there, and then we're also going to add our half cup of lentils. I am using just traditional, I don't know, the brown lentils, but you can also use the red lentils if you'd like. Just get the lentils that are around this size. You could probably use other stuff, but it would change the cook time if you used beans or anything like that. But we're going to put our half cup of lentils in here. Get all of them in. And once this is stirred up, we are going to let this simmer for about 30 minutes. We just really want those potatoes to soften up and the lentils to cook. So like I said, you can kind of bring it to a boil and then reduce the heat and simmer for 30 minutes. Then I'll put the cover on here. And then at the very end, we're going to add a little bit of lime juice before we serve this. So I'm going to let this simmer and we'll check back.